I've never been a fan of office parties. The fake smiles, the endless small talk, the clinking glasses. It always felt hollow. But when my wife, Emma, asked me to come to hers, I agreed. She said it mattered to her, that I meet her colleagues. We'd been married 7 years, and I wanted to support her. The night began well enough. Her co-workers were friendly, if a little polished, the type who laugh a fraction too loudly at the manager's jokes. I hovered near the snack table, sipping my drink, smiling when someone approached. Emma looked radiant in a deep green dress that made her eyes shine brighter than usual. I remember thinking how lucky I was. Then someone asked how we met. Before I could answer, Emma jumped in. "Oh, it's actually kind of funny," she said, laughing. "He used to follow me around like a lost puppy in college." I let it go. Everyone laughed. I smiled, but it fell off. It wasn't true. We'd met in a study group and clicked instantly. But I let it slide, thinking maybe she was just being playful. Then came another comment. Her co-worker, Mark, said, "So you're the lucky guy who married the office genius." Emma grinned. "Lucky, sure, but not the genius part." More laughter. I felt it then. A sting. She was basking in the attention, maybe too much. As the drinks kept coming, she got bolder. During a game where everyone shared embarrassing stories about their partners, Emma said, "Oh, I've got one. You should see him try to fix anything at home. Last time he changed a light bulb, he nearly called 911. The room erupted. Even Mark doubled over laughing. I forced a chuckle, but something inside me broke a little. That story wasn't true. I do all the repairs at home, but it didn't matter. The joke was easy, and I was the punchline. I stayed quiet for the rest of the night. When we got home, she was still buzzing. "They loved me tonight. Did you see how much everyone laughed?" I nodded. "Oh, come on," I said. She teased. "Don't be so sensitive. It was just a joke." I nodded again, pretending it didn't bother me. But the dismissal, the way she didn't notice my humiliation, was what hurt most. That night, I barely slept. Her laughter replayed endlessly in my mind. The next morning, I woke early. Emma was still asleep. I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at her. I loved her, or at least I thought I did, but the woman who mocked me in front of strangers felt like someone else entirely. I got up quietly and went to my study. I opened my laptop to a folder labeled Emma's Work Backup. Months ago, she'd asked me to help set up automatic cloud backups for her office files. I'd done it like I always did. She had no idea it was still sinking. That morning, I looked inside. At first, it wasn't about revenge. I just wanted to understand the person she'd become. But what I found changed everything. There were dozens of documents, reports, presentations, emails. One folder caught my eye. Q3 Proposal Final. Inside, a slide contained a paragraph copied word for word from a report I'd written for my own job last year, a client analysis I'd mentioned to her once over dinner. She had stolen my work and presented it as her own. In the notes section, an email chain with her manager praised her. "Brilliant insight. Emma, this might get you that promotion." I leaned back, staring at the screen. The joke from last night suddenly felt small, a hint of something much deeper. She wasn't just making fun of me. She had been using me. I closed the laptop, hands trembling. That morning, I didn't say a word. I made her coffee, kissed her cheek, and watched her leave, humming. She had no idea what was coming, because when she laughed at me in front of everyone, she didn't realize. The next morning, her world would shift. Once she left, I opened my laptop again. The clock read 8:12 a.m., and she had just texted, "Love you. Have a good day." I stared at the message, wondering if she even meant it. Then I clicked compose. I wasn't angry, not the storming out, shouting kind. What I felt was colder, quieter, the stillness that comes when you finally see the truth. I drafted a single email. No insults, no accusations, just evidence. I attached her copied slides alongside my original report, both time-stamped. The subject line read, "For your review, intellectual property violation." The recipient, her company's HR department, with her manager copied. I hit send. Then I got dressed and went to work as if it were any other day. The silence afterward felt strange, like watching a storm gather on the horizon. By noon, the first text arrived. Emma, hey, did you send something to my office? Me, I don't know what you mean. Emma, my boss called me in. They said I copied material from another firm. What's going on? Me, maybe you should tell them the truth. 3 dots. Then nothing. At 3 p.m., she called. I let it ring out. A few minutes later, another text. They suspended me until they can verify authorship. What did you do? What I did was give her a mirror. That evening, she came home early. Her eyes were red, her voice trembling. Why would you do that to me? I stayed calm. Why did you humiliate me in front of your coworkers? That was a joke, she shouted. You ruined my career over a joke. I shook my head slowly. No, Emma, I didn't ruin your career. You did. I just stopped protecting you. For a moment, she seemed ready to argue, but she couldn't. Deep down, she knew I was right. She went upstairs without another word. I heard drawers opening, the zipper of her suitcase, the muffled sound of tears. That night, I sat alone at the kitchen table. I didn't feel triumph. I felt clarity. For years, I had been her quiet foundation, the one who fixed things, listened, helped her climb, and she mistook my silence for weakness. The next morning, the house was still, her side of the bed empty. On the counter lay a note. I'm staying at my sister's. Don't contact me. I folded it neatly and slid it into the drawer. Nothing left to say. Over the next week, her messages shifted. Anger, regret, apology. They're letting me go. I didn't mean to hurt you. Can we talk? I never replied. A month later, mutual friends told me she'd lost her job entirely. Her manager discovered she had reused material in multiple proposals. The promotion she'd chased was gone. As for me, something unexpected happened. My boss, who had seen my reports circulating after the incident, called me in. Impressive work, Lucas. We want you to lead the next project. I accepted. Life moved on quietly. No fireworks, no grand gestures, just a slow, steady piece of reclaiming my dignity. One evening, I got a message from Emma. One line. Do you ever miss me? I thought about it, about the laughter, the warmth, the moments before the cracks appeared. Then I typed, I miss the person I thought you were. That was the last time we spoke. Sometimes people think revenge is about destruction, about making someone hurt as much as you did. But it's not. The real revenge is silence. Walking away while their own choices burn everything they built. That night at her office party, she made a joke to make strangers laugh. The next morning, she learned what happens when the punchline hits back.